Yes, I think that's fair. I think we are actually, everybody's talking about a regional conflict, but I think we are seeing a regional conflict right now. The Houthis are intent, as they usually are, at doing anything they can to disrupt the United States, objectives overseas, and they are not going to stop. Although I do think it was the right thing to do to redesignate them, at least under this new designation, as a specifically designated global terrorist organization.
Explain what that does now that they're designated as a specifically designated terrorist organization.
Yeah, so before they were under a different category, a foreign terrorist organization, that did more. It restricted their movements in addition to the financial penalties that come with that. But it was a problematic when it came to delivering humanitarian aid into Yemen. And that's why they were delisted. This new designation, the specially designated global terrorist, does give these financial restrictions, but it does allow a carve out so to make sure that all these very needy people in Yemen, about 21 million rely on food aid, can still get that without any interruption.
All right, Larry, let's bring you in. You follow international economics and security here for us at Bloomberg, talking with the administration. What's your intel? As we just heard from Mick, saying we are seeing a regional conflict. Is this a regional conflict, though, that increasingly is pulling in the United States, Europe, and other places in the world that they kind of can't go back on?
Yeah, I think it definitely is a regional conflict. The question is how you define that. It's not an all-out regional war. The lid is on, if just barely, on all sorts of regional tensions. And you see, for instance, in this attack, Iran attacking this group in Pakistan, you see an example of the never-ending conflict between Shiites and Sunnis in the Muslim world, and that includes, in this case, Shiite Iran striking a Sunni group that it considered terrorists and provoking a conflict with Pakistan. And that's just one of the side effects, because all of the groups, all of the interests in the region are seeing this as an opportunity, if nothing else, to become more visible in their roles.
Mick, do you think this Iran attack on this militant group in Pakistan, is this an isolated dispute, or is this something bigger?
So I think Larry is right. There's been an ongoing Shia-Sunni issue for a long time. This is seeing it come to head. We saw the ISIS attack in Iran that killed so many people. And I think a lot of these strikes from Iran are indicative of that. And although this is a regional conflict, as I've already said, it could get worse. The big issue right now is whether there becomes a second front in Israel with Lebanese Hezbollah. They are much more capable than Hamas ever was. That would be a significant increase, escalation, if you will, in this conflict. They could have significant reverberations in the region.
Is that, Nick, what's holding it back from becoming, we talked escalation already, but even something much more on a kind of a World War III kind of level?
Well, it would certainly take this into a hot war that's direct and substantial. The Hezbollah, I don't think, actually wants this conflict, but they also won't pull back from the border with Israel, which is required, I would say, under UN resolutions. And Israel cannot put their 70,000 citizens who they had to pull off that border and put in hotels until they do pull out. So I think, talking to the Israelis recently, I think they view this as inevitable. And that's something the United States does not want to see happen. That's why we put those two aircraft, now one aircraft carrier strike groups in the Eastern Mediterranean. But at the end of the day, it's not up to entirely to the United States. If that war kicks off, it could significantly affect the region and really blow this into a large regional conflict.